Hmm. Why does it look like my web camera isn't working? Well, that's technical difficulties for you, isn't it? Hey, my cat. Wibble, wibble indeed. Well, please bear with me while I work out what. What does that? Oh, that's not good. Hello, disembodied voice. Yes, I am a disembodied voice for the moment. Well, that's interesting because I changed it to something else. And it won't let me change it back to what my camera was. It's not in the list. Have you tried turning it off and on again? Well, I'm gonna have to just go underneath the desk and unplug it and plug it back in again and see if that helps. 1 second. Greetings and salutations, there we go, I'm here, and I forgot to turn my mic on after I crawled around underneath the desk, because you didn't really need to hear that. There's a lot of aching bones. And then I went, hey, I'm back, greetings and salutations, and then I realised that I'd not turned the mic on. It's been a day, folks. It's just been one of those days. So long. So yes, I think everything is now technically working. So yeah, usually on this Thursday I will be over on my cat_UK stream. Unfortunately, they are not feeling so great, and so their stream has been cancelled. So we're back over here for more Pillars of Eternity. I think I'm a little bit too. No, that's a. There we go. That's a better position for me. It's just been... So first of all, I woke up with toothache. So I rang the dentist. And then it's like, yeah, we can fit you in this afternoon. Great stuff. Then while trying to work in the morning, afternoon, early afternoon, I had to deal with toothache. And then I went off to the dentist and got that sorted out. And then came back, and that was like 2 hours... maybe like 2.5 hours later. So I stayed behind work for about an hour or so, or maybe a little bit longer, to sort of like make up the hours. And then it was like, okay, now it is time to cook. The recipe on the top of it says 35 to 45 minutes. They lie. I started at 7. I finished at 7:55. See, there's still steam coming off of it. Look at it! So you're going to have to bear with me as I eat this, because I'm absolutely starving. Do let me know if the noise is... It is very noisy, and I'll turn off the mic as I'm chewing, but anyway. So I'm gonna eat this. I made it, so I'm fucking gonna eat it. Sorry about this happening on stream. Halloumi, very squeaky cheese on my teeth. You know when you get something that clean and that it squeaks? It's how it is on my teeth. It's a weird sensation. It's not terrible. Never met a cheese that I didn't like. But yeah, first of all, it was like brown off the halloumi by frying it in a pan. So you'd think that it would brown fairly easily. No, it does not. You know, it's like, oh, you'll want to do this on a medium to high heat. Put it on the highest and it was still taking far too long to brown. Now there's hair trying to invade my mouth. How's everybody else doing today? There's also courgette. It's like... Step 1, prepare the courgette. Step 2, put the courgette into the oven for about 20 minutes. And then while everything else is happening, you're also needing to keep an eye on that. And it's like, these times do not add up. There is no physical way I feel that you could cook everything, because, you know, the halloumi itself was like, oh, you know, this is going to take like 10 minutes in a frying pan. Then, for 20 minutes, you want to put the rest of the ingredients in the frying pan once you've removed the halloumi. Then, so you're already up to like, you know, 25 of these 35 minutes that they say that it's going to take. Oh, I might be live. The message has gone away. It's now changed it to an end stream. Am I here? Yay, I'm back. To prove that I am back, somebody type into chat. Pumpernickel. I actually, so before I went live, back when I was actually working, a colleague rang me up. We were getting dropping out issues. And I had a feeling that it was on my end. Just from the alerts and messages that were coming up. No, that's not what I said, Magcat, and you know it. I said pumpernickel. Why did it need to really refocus? Pumpernickel. No, didn't refocus that time. Right, we'll see how stable it is. But did it die again? I don't know what's going on right now. Doesn't also help that my phone battery is dying and this is going to take more energy than it's worth. Okay, so that's live. For me, at least. I'm gonna have to see how that goes. for the time being. I mean, to a certain degree, if it goes again, what I might do is just end the stream and just finish my food. Or make the stream just me eating. I should possibly change its type then, away from Pillars of Eternity to just chatting. This day just keeps getting longer. There's a lot of food in this. When I was cooking it, it seems a lot more than I usually end up having. Almost like somebody threw in the wrong sized meals. Doesn't help that my chat is so quiet where it's like, I don't know if I'm live or dead or disconnected or anything. All I can do is sort of like wave to myself because I can't turn the sound on that or else it'll echo. Oh good, I am eating. And Nightbot finally woke up. Hi Nightbot, welcome to the channel. You should have been here a while ago. Has he said anything yet? Am I just giving... You know, I am... It's not said anything. I'm not just giving it shit for no good reason. Also trying to find the answers to the render issue I'm having. I'm assuming that's actually your graphics software rendering and not just some other kind of rendering. Yeah, Daz Studio. Figured as much. It's just one of them where it's all like, I can tell you about rendering issues as far as programming is concerned, but that's probably completely unrelated to what you're experiencing. Why is my keyboard doing that? There we go. Random USB device. Where's my other USB thing? I am terrible. These are the bane of existence. Basically, this is a Bluetooth adapter. It only works with the Xbox controller. You can see by the little Xbox symbol right there. This is another Bluetooth adapter for something else. There's half a dozen fucking wires and connectors, and it's like, how many USB ports do you think people have? And it won't be so bad if you can go out and you can buy a USB, a Bluetooth adapter for your USB. The only thing is, if you get something generic and off the shelf, it refuses to talk to everything. And if you do hack around it so that it does talk to things, you might have to hack around it to the point where it no longer actually recognizes it as a device that you thought it is. So this is, this is an Xbox controller. If I plug in the Xbox Bluetooth, it recognizes it as an official Xbox controller. If I stick in a generic Bluetooth adapter, it recognizes it as some kind of gaming pad, but refuses to really classify it very well. And every now and again, we'll forget that it exists, which is not something you want. Trying to identify the taste of halloumi. Which is a cheese that looks like that when you've fried it. Kind of just tastes like cheddar to me. But more of the plasticky cheddar. So that it stays like that when you fry it rather than when you know, if you heat up cheddar, it just melts and goes everywhere. It's not bad. I don't think it'd make top 5 of my top favourite 5 cheeses though. Why are you making noise? Stop it. What's it? Yeah. Near replicant version 1224744871139 is on sale with half price. As is Bioshock Infinity. Just figured I'd let you know. My email decided to let me know. The DLC. Is that the DLC or is that the new game? I don't fucking know with Nier. I thought that one was the... You need to complete the game to be able to use it. Oh. Fair enough. I don't know. I thought it was a new game. I mean, it wanted 50 quid for it, and it was on sale for half price at like 25 quid, so I thought that was a new game. The whole thing, not just a DLC. What is Steam also doing? We got The Quarry, which looks like some kind of horror, multiple endings, choice matters, quick time events. Yay, quick time events, you know how good I am at those. Unlocks in a couple of months, but you can pre-order it now for 55 quid. Where's the other news? Give me more news, Steam. There we go, here's the news. What else we got? Inscription is on sale. About 30%. Yeah, there we go. Weekend deal, 30%. Heard good things about it, not actually played it myself. Oh god, Persona 4 Arena Ultimax is available now for 25 quid. Oh, weekend deal for Warhammer Vermintide 2, 80% off. That might be worth a check out. For those of you who don't know, Vermintide is a sort of like medieval. Well, it's set in Warhammer. If you don't know that, you probably wouldn't be that interested in Vermintide, but it's a medievalish fantasy. Magic is chaos, and it kind of plays a little bit like Left 4 Dead, but rather than zombies, it's rats. Hence the Vermintide. Omri is on weekend deal. Never heard of it. Interesting art style. It looks like it's pencil drawn. Be right back. Gonna retrieve food. No worries, my kids. No worries indeed. Sniper Elite 5 France is on pre-purchase now for 55 quid. When did 55 become the new standard for video games? Now, it's been slowly creeping up over the years, but just recently it seems to be just jumping up in leaps and bounds. You know, Elden Ring was only 50 quid. And that's kind of like the hottest thing at the moment. But Dying Light 2, Stay Human, that's 55. But yeah, it just seems like, I don't know, it's one of them for me. You know, Resident Evil Village is on sale. It starts off at 50, but it went on sale fairly soon, and it's now 25 quid. Which doesn't sound too bad as a new game, but it's not a new game. It's like a year old. So it's 20. It's kind of, I don't know whether it's just me being old, but it's like, that's kind of new game price for over a year old. It's coming up to a year old. It's just one of them where it's like, is it really worth that much? I mean, if I was going to be playing on stream, which I might at some point, because I'm going to be playing Resident Evil 7 on stream at some point. I've given up trying to play/stream that off camera. And after that, I'll be going to Resident Evil Village, and if it's still, you know, I'll still be trying to pick it up on a sale when I do get around to doing it, and hopefully it'll be less than 25 quid. But no, it just seems like a lot of the supposed AAA games. I mean, the other thing is, it's all like, oh, that's who it is. It's all like the Quarry game, where it looks like a horror game kind of thing, set in a campsite, whatever. Don't really care. It's all like, who is this even made by? And it's made by Supermassive Games. Never heard of them. But it was published by 2K, which is probably why it's coming out at 50 quid. Oh, Supermassive Games did the Dark Pictures anthology House of Ashes, Little Hope, Man of Midden. And I've heard good things about these. I can't remember what I've heard about them, but I've heard good things about them. But they were published by somebody else. I'm not recognizing it based off the screenshots in Steam. Anyway, let's stop faffing around with that. Food is nearly gone. There's a lot of it, so you have to bear with me. Right, hopefully the stream is stable. And not a problem. There we go, that's most of that dealt with. The only things left is some potato mash and some tomato mash stuff. We're only half an hour late for starting the game. Oh, shoulders, knees. Oh. Wait, you're cooking? My cat is cooking? I'm slightly concerned here. Do we need to call the fire brigade and the police and maybe a vicar to have you exercised? You don't cook. You throw things in an oven and hope for the best. Alright, close that up. Switch over to the game, put that into performance mode, and switch over to this. Okay, I'm not going to be able to see myself. I'm just relying on you guys to tell me that everything's continuing to work. Long Watch Falls. Yup, that's what I call cooking. Yep, throwing stuff into the oven and hoping for the best is fair enough when it comes to pizza and chicken nuggets and other things that belong in the oven. I don't know anybody else who makes peas in the oven, though. You might be making peas in the oven. No judgment. Not too much judgment. It's just not something that I would, cook in an oven. To be fair, peas aren't something I'd actually cook. I'm not a big fan of peas. Now we need to avoid down there because things are terrible down over there. How are we doing for level ups? We're getting there. We're nearly there for the level ups. Now that we're across the bridge, let's have a save, and what's this? Okay, they're not doing anything. We got a notification. A supplicant has arrived from Defiance Bay seeking 500 CP or an escort. Send an escort. You go deal with whatever that is. That's the edge of the map. That doesn't really go anywhere that I want to go.
I can get it to spill its secrets. It's done.
Well, everybody just got mugged by a trap. Not too bad. The peas were in the pan on the hob. So that's actually what most people would refer to as cooking, my cat, which is not something I'd expect from you, no offense. What has brought about this sudden development? Sudden and unexpected development at that? Or are you just trying to, eat slightly healthier? Or is it, you've just always cooked, you like just playing it up that you don't cook? That's a lot of bad guys.
That's not very helpful.
No, you got KO'd already.
My bow's ready.
Put peas in pan, use heat to make them not cold, add stuff from oven. I mean, that's cooking, my friend. Also, your line isn't lining up right with your webcam. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's a thing. Camera. Transform, edit transformation. 600 by 338. 480, 270. 480, 270. 480, 270. There we go. Now my little glowy thing matches up with my camera. Yay. I mean, the thing is, there's always this discussion as to how much is actually doing anything from raw materials. Because it's like, you know, you don't actually, many people who cook don't actually grow the chicken or grow the vegetables. In theory, if you really wanted to be a proper cook and do everything from raw materials, you want to get some manure, some dirt, and some seeds and grow the vegetables. You want to make corn and then get a chicken and feed it and raise it until it's ready for slaughtering. And then you're really going at it for the raw materials. After that, everything else is just kind of already... Some part of the process has already been done for you. Can we get rid of...
Let's get a good shot at this.
That's it.
Let's get rid of this Wraith first of all. Hey, the Wraith is dead. Other things appear to be dying. Oh no, I've passed out.
Hey. Leave it to me.
Alright, just line up after everybody else, I guess.
My bow's ready.
Hey.
I know. Take out that one.
Ready, Watcher.
Take out that.
Turn each mock.
Who's... People are getting mullered. Also, Carl Sagan said it best. If you want to make an apple pie from scratch, you must first invent the universe. Yeah, but my stuff is pre-made breaded fish and bung it in the oven 30 minutes and done. I mean, it's still... This is the thing. It's like, I used to be... before I actually started cooking from scratch, I used to be so like, yep, it's a microwave meal. It goes in the microwave for whatever time it says on the back. Usually under 10 minutes, but around 10 minutes. And that was it. That's as far as my cooking got. To actually have be cooking stuff with, so like pre-made, bunging in the oven for 30 minutes, heating peas on a stove, it's a lot closer to cooking than I would have attributed to you. And it's certainly a lot more cooking than I ever did. Right, you're gonna wanna maybe finish that? Ah, jeez. The stunning that's going on is killing me.
Yes.
Who was not killing the ice blight?
After an each mock.
Right, use that. Go back.
Hey.
Murder this
Leave
thing.
it to me. Hey. Hooray at this!
The real feels near. Dead on.
Hey. We're not getting through.
No,
Leave it to me.
ice blights.
Leave it to me.
Spectre, we can do this. We've nearly got this. I'm a chef. Cooking is just science for hungry people. And you can take that quote to the bank. I can't remember where I borrowed it from. It might have been... No. Something like Miscontent or something. What is it? It's a webcomic. It's gonna bug me. Well, the problem is, do I still have it? Questionable content. That's what it's from. Cooking is science for hungry people. And yay, everybody's not dead.
Alright then.
This looks like a terrible idea.
Alright then.
You trace faded outline and shapes in these panels. They look like they were once a sequence of reliefs, but the images have worn away. The panels have been worn smooth. In one, you can just detect the shape of the sword. In another, the stocky body of a dwarf. Let's touch the thing and get the puzzle. Right. Behind the frigid curtain of water is an alcove, its walls flecked with ice. In the middle you see a rough stone pedestal, also glazed with ice from the falls. A cruciform hilt and a tapered blade protrude from the pedestal. Judging from the size of the hilt and the apparent length of the blade, you infer that it is an estoc. Examine the area. The alcove and the stone pedestal are little more than dilapidated ruins. Ice prizes cracks in the stone and coats the slick floor. The estoc, for what little you can see of it, appears to be in better condition. It seems odd that anyone would leave it here. However, as you get closer, you hear what sounds like the screams and shouts of tormented souls. Move in and pull the weapon from the stone, because I wasn't really interested in an estoc, but one that screams and shouts with tormented souls. I'm in. Who will go? Maynha. Maynha crosses under the falls, gasping beneath the cold water. Shivering breaths echo in the small chamber. Patterns of falling water flicker across the blade as Maynha approaches it. Maynha grips the hilt. The hate, fear, and violence of a dozen mad, gibbering voices fill Maynha's mind. Maynha shudders through the wave of mental pain, struggling to hold the voices back. Grunts and cries of agony ring through the tiny space. Keep holding on! Maynha maintains a tight grip on the sword, arms shaking with effort. Eventually, Maynha regains a measure of focus through the clamoring voices. Yet, just as Maynha's breathing steadies and the cacophony subsides, something pulls Maynha's arm forward. It suddenly looks as if Maynha is holding a heavy and painful burden. Maynha could probably pull the estoc free, but it will be taxing without careful effort. Brace against the pedestal and pull the estoc out. Maynha climbs atop the pedestal and adopts a wide stance for better leverage. Inspect the blade. The blade is a fine, sturdy metal. Peering closer, Maynha sees a poem written along the blade. "'Tis a traitor's fate to sleep and never rest, while knowledge of his deeds stays lodged within his breast. But earnest penance heals the sorrowful man. The worthy actions stay the executioner's hand. Draw it from the stone." After working at the estoc, Maynha is able to pull it free without too much difficulty. Yet when Maynha tries to release the weapon, it remains stuck in Maynha's fingers. Something within the weapon grasps at Maynha's soul, binding it too. And some kind of writing glows from the blade. Cursed weapons! Woo! This estoc has a smooth, sturdy blade that tapers to a needle-sharp point. The groans of a dozen tortured souls ring through the metal, binding the weapon to the hand of its wielder for so long as the curse persists. A few verses are etched along the blade. "'Tis a traitor's fate to sleep and never rest, while knowledge of his deeds stays lodged within his breast. But earnest penance heals the sorrowful man, and worthy actions stay the executioner's hand." A new verse appeared when the blade was drawn from the pedestal. It reads, "Seek the whirling agent made of copper adra stone. Awaken first your essence, so that you may atone." I mean, It doesn't look terrible. Cursed weapons, cursed tools, i.e. just kick the shovel. No, anything cursed in these kind of things tends to be... It's bound to you and you cannot unequip it until the game says otherwise. But it's not a terrible weapon. It's got a chance of paralysis on a hit or critical hit. It's fine, so it's got accuracy and damage. It can bypass 5 DR. Its damage is respectable for a weapon, and its interrupt is strong, but it is a slow weapon, so that's kind of expected. Oh well, they're screwed. Right, let's see what's over here. What did the journal update with? Find a whirling agent of copper, ardra, and stone. Oh, we're going down the mountain when she comes. Save before we go into this cave. That's gonna get stuck in my head now. I wish I hadn't have said it. The game just hates me. It's like, ah yes, you ran away from one dragon, so let's throw another at you. An alpine dragon. The dragon turns its head to look at you. Its red eyes are cloudy like dirty ice, and its sides heave with laboured breaths. Frosty plumes jet between its teeth.
Leave now.
Bye! The only sound the dragon makes is a hoarse growl, but you hear it as clearly as if it was spoken language. The beast bares its teeth. You look ill.
I can still peel the flesh from your bones.
The dragon coughs, splattering the ice with crimson droplets. You see something femur-shaped is stuck between its teeth. If you wanted to kill me, you'd have tried it already.
I killed the last wanderer I found in these parts.
Did you eat Yagdra, a young man by the road?
Was that the rodent's name? I only know that he tasted mealy and lean.
The dragon probes the leg bone with its tongue. He came looking for his soul twin. What did that have to do with you?
Centuries I've lived. I won't share my soul with some mule in youth.
He thought you could ease his suffering.
Didn't I?
The dragon's mouth stretches into something that could almost be a grin.
While he lived, his suffering became mine. And as he drew closer, his weakness infected my essence. I can never be strong while a soul twin of mine lives.
I take it you've been through this before.
Since I was a worm, sudden fits of agony and terror would paralyze me. I was a prisoner to experiences that weren't mine.
The dragon's tail slowly coils and uncoils.
Eventually, I noticed something similar in my fellow hatchlings. I felt their cries and shrieks become mine as they nipped and flew at one another.
Go on.
I killed as many of the other hatchlings as I could. I felt their pain, but I also felt parts of their souls become mine.
Its slitted pupils widen at the memory.
I slaughtered and devoured, and the scent of blood drove my siblings into a frenzy. Our nest became a maelstrom of chaos as we fought, dying and feeding together. At last, only a handful of us were left. We were sickened by all we'd consumed and suffered.
What happened to the hatchlings that survived?
I eventually hunted down some of my missing siblings. Others returned to me in other skins and other lives, as that boy did.
Could you have grown stronger by uniting with your soul's twin?
Remaining fettered to them, hoping they never think to turn on me.
Something churns noisily in the dragon's stomach.
As interesting as this conversation has been, I've had enough of it.
The dragon picks its teeth with a claw and finally pops the leg bone free. It chews on the morsel, its eyes fixed on you. You'll gain nothing from my soul. Why don't you focus on your soul's twin? It looks at you, still crunching and splintering the bone between its teeth. Finally, it swallows the jagged mess.
Perhaps you're right. Yet what will you offer me if I let you go?
As a watcher, I could sever your connection with your soul twins.
Lies! You would make me vulnerable. How foolish I was to nearly fall for your tricks.
You're weakened even now. Let me help you. The dragon roars, flashing its fangs and claws as it prepares to attack. Shit. Run away! Run away! Run! We're not allowed to run away, are we?
You're not getting.
Alright, kill the dragon. Kill the dragon. Kill the dragon. Quick, find his soul twin and kick him in the nuts. Be an idea, won't it? You just got nearly mullered. Alright, that didn't work. For fireball!
No longer sense our merry friend.
Yeah, we just got murdered. Do 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 do. So let's not go in there.
Of course.
Right. Find Galvino's hut near Durgan's battery. Find a way to unlock Durgan's battery. Something to do with the blade, cover outer and stone. Discover how Yaguru died. We discovered that and died ourselves. Journey to the Abbey of the Fallen Moon. Not quite sure where that is, but I think it's near. Don't know where that is. Travel up the mountain towards Durgan's Battery. Yeah, I think a lot of these are... Kill Ulmar and take his head. One of the parts of Geralt's helm is somewhere in Stalwart Village. I should ask around about it. I might have to look that one up because I'm not... I talk to everybody there at least once, and I don't really want to go around and try and figure out who I have and haven't talked to about this one weird little thing. Use Ista's device to track down precious metals outside Durgan's Battery. And that's in the Endless Paths, and I think it's something to do with the end. Okay. Let's go to Durgan's Battery and see what we can do up there. Probably get ourselves some more mudded. On the plus side, you now know not to anger a dragon. I mean, I always knew not to anger a dragon. I think I figured that we might be able to negotiate a little bit. Badly.
Let's pass the bottle for a while.
It's a weird way of saying I'm tired, let's rest, but okay. Party gained a lot of experience for just arriving here. There goes a deer. A better spirit.
You're not getting through.
Spot on.
Not too shabby, not too shabby at all.
Hey.
Now just... Ooh, we got some level ups as well, that's even better. On the whole, not shabby kind of thing. Still can't increase mechanics. Right, phases. Allies in the area of effect gain bonus to freeze and shock damage reductions, the bonus to defense against the prone affliction. That might help because we're somewhere that seems to be predominantly cold. The dragon thrashed, the dragon wailed. Full aura, 10 burn damage, 10 slash damage per 3 seconds. I mean, seeing as though there's a lot of cold going on, but I don't tend to get up into melee that often. And finally, the increases the deflection of allies in the area of effect. I think I'm going to go 7 men onto the deck they went, rather than the Silver Knight's shield broke both arrow and blade. Although the dragon thrashed and the dragon wailed isn't a bad one. Ta-da! I feel stronger already. Fighter abilities. Unbending. The fighter draws strength from his or her own indomitable spirit, causing them to regenerate 50% of lost endurance from an attack. Okay, it's not great. The fighter intensely focuses on his or her training, significantly raising accuracy for a short amount of time. I prefer these modal kind of things, but Oh, passive. What's that? The fighter expends extra effort to repel the most savage blows, causing a percentage of all incoming critical hits to be converted to hits and hits converted to grazes. 20% of crits become hits and 10% of hits become grazes. It's not a bad one. Sweeps the fighter's melee weapon in a large arc, knocking enemies prone. Per encounter, passive. 1 per encounter requires endurance below 1%. The fighter refuses to be vanquished. After being knocked out, the fighter stands back up with a proportion of his or her endurance healed and a temporary bonus to all defenses and damage reductions. Revive with 127 endurance, plus 5 damage reduction for 30 seconds, 10 deflection for 30 seconds, 10 fortitude for 30 seconds, 10 reflex for 30 seconds, and 10 will for 30 seconds. It's not too shabby. The fighter interposes himself or herself between incoming attacks and nearby allies. The final damage total of any attack to any ally is cut in half, with the fighter taking the other half as raw damage. That's not great. Overbearing guard. The fighter's disenchantment attacks have increased accuracy damage and will knock the enemy prone. And fearless. Becomes immune to terrified and frightened. I think I'm liking this critical defense.
Hey.
We're getting all kinds of berries up here in the hills. Nope, actually grab it, will you?
Even worse when dead.
Behind us!
Bring him. Baragon spoke of this one. Let her be.
We go to the battery for cannons, but only when we must. Oh, nobody's got a name, so... Oh, it's a cave. It's just called a cavern. Let's save and go in. Fear the dragon, fear the dragon. Pillars of Eternity have been made possible through the contributions of more than 77,000 fans. We at Obsidian wish to extend something. We don't know what because it loaded too quick. Retrieve the ore. Okay. Oh. The Glenfartham astronomers who predicted the lover's tide that destroyed Ondra's gift took many of their instruments and notes and hid them out of fear that they might be captured by the Adrians. Though backed by the money and spies of two villain Dilks, Kana had difficulty cracking the Glenfartham astronomers' code. Many of the Glenfarthams who initially appeared helpful turned out to be saboteurs who believed that outsiders could not be trusted with Glenfartham's secrets. A series of ambushes and difficult chases through Englarfarth eventually brought Kana face to face with the great-great-granddaughter of one of the Orlan astronomers who predicted the lover's tide. She threatened to destroy the key to translating the cipher, but Kana was able to negotiate a limited translation of the key's astronomical information. In the end, the Valine and Dukes were a bit disappointed, as they had hoped to learn additional secrets of Glenfartham astronomy. However, even the information Kana recovered was fascinating to the Valine astronomers. Gained a bunch of XP and a minor item. Oh, a major item, sorry. Dimensional shift. This dazzling cloak was a gift from two Valine Dukes as a reward for your help with recovering the lost Glenfartham astronomical knowledge. Looking at the cloak from different angles produces a variety of shimmering colours and creates the illusion that you are gazing into an impossibly deep expanse of space. Kinda cool. We did that. We made money, lost some to the bandits, and that's it. That's all that's going on right now. I'll be finished in a day and 7, so construction is still going ahead.
Were they build up
Look, I think what you all need to do is calm down a bit. Oh, why did they all move? I didn't want these people to move.
I'm not getting through. Francis!
There we go.
All right then.
My little pet just saw us murder their elders.
I'm not tired.
I'm pretty sure you will. Just have a quick save. Which test device points directly at a spot along the cavern wall. Exceptional obelisk. White Adra gems. Ooh. More level ups. Yay. Let's take Valor up to a 14. Ooh, spells. Chain lightning. Does this jump? The caster calls forth a tremendous bolt of electricity that arcs directly to a single target and then jumps between up to 6 nearby enemies. Others in the area are affected of the effect and not harmed by the arcane lightning. I like it. It jumps to the foes. I will take it. No. No. Death ring calls a black ring of necrotic energy into being that spreads out in all directions, causing corrode damage to enemies it touches and potentially destroying those with low endurance. Gaze of the Adra again. Gives a caster a mystifying gaze of the Adra creature that provides a spell's namesake, petrifying enemies within the area of effect. Minulet's precisely piercing burst. Creates a burst of deadly force around the caster, causing any enemies in the immediate vicinity to take piercing damage, bypassing their damage reduction. Not bad. Gulf's freezing pillar calls down an enormous spike of energy, pulsating freeze damage on enemies in the area of effect and creating an intense circle of frost that hobble foes it touches. Yeah, I gotta go for those two, because they sound funner. Ooh, spell mastery. Mastering a spell allows a free use of the spell once per encounter. Barely use any of these spells anymore, though. I possibly should. They're free after all. I want to focus you on strength, stealth, disintegration. Oh, I get 2 of these. Manifests in our target ally mental strength and projects him outward forcefully, causing a shockwave that inflicts crush damage and knocks any in the area of effect prone. 310 raw damage. Not bad. Mind Plague destroys an enemy's memory with a calculated accuracy, leaving them dazed and confused before rapidly jumping to up to 5 other enemies. Don't mind if I do. Survival. Yep. Empathic bond between ranger and animal companion yields a preternatural awareness of incoming danger, giving both a significant bonus to defense while both are subjected to the same area of effect attack. That's not bad. Heightens the predatory instincts in any ranger's animal companion, giving them a bonus, damage bonus on any creature suffering a damage over a time effect. That's also not bad, but it's not great. I don't like all of these. It's like so many per encounter. Well, the stunning shots is passive. Takes advantage of enemy distraction while engaged by the ranger's animal companion, stunning the enemy as a secondary attack when the ranger lands a hit or a critical hit. Might be useful. I think that's everybody for now.
How may I help?
Your thoughts must flow deeply indeed. Yes.
I mean, I love your faith in my thoughts
Water.
flowing any deeper
Lead
than
the
a
way.
puddle.
Hey,
Lead the
Just
way.
you who haven't leveled up and you're 200 behind everybody else? Well, you're 200 behind the level. You're 750 up behind myself. But I am the leader here, so that can be understandable. Bum 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 bum. Yeah, my stream earlier when it blipped out for a moment there must have actually ended on Twitch before it restarted. I'm just seeing now that it's like I'm an hour into this stream, but it's like but it's actually an hour and 15 after I started. Supplies, mother bitches!
you're not getting.
So annoying that I keep getting paralyzed because it's so like my
Maybe I could use some rest.
abilities require it to be charged up, and it's like, yes, you're paralyzed. You get no charges whatsoever. Ooh,
I
meat.
can get it to sleep.
Mystery meat found in a
It's
crate.
done. They shall see nothing.
Is it
while
trapped?
I
That's
see
a question,
much.
though. And fine aquabus. And a diamond and 2 pearls.
I shall make it so. It's done.
Why didn't I check that for a trap? A spell tongue, unique rapier. It's a very long description. Inflicts steel, 5 seconds duration from each beneficial effect on the target. Steals 15% of attack speed on a for 10 seconds on a hit. That's not a bad little blade. That looks like half a body. A lot of food, at least. Bum 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 bum.
Have we here?
Dead Man's Boot, who has an exceptional stiletto and a topaz.
It's done.
Always looks like that's a trap and it's going to blow up.
Leave it to me.
Dead on.
Leave it.
Surprise, you got murdered.
My mind
Do
feels sharp as
do
steel.
do 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 do. I can't really remember what's going on in the main plot for this.
Maybe
Defiance
I
Bay
could
got
use
taken
some
over.
rest.
Let's all stand back a little, yes?
I mean, why stand back? Just slide on up to the edge.
Were they build on Saul?
Come on, there we go. I'd like to see a game. You know, the crafting, quote unquote, in Pathfinder Kingmaker wasn't too bad, but it was kind of obscure at times because you had to gather up certain things to make certain meals, and it didn't really make that much sense, and it wasn't big enough of buff to justify some things. I don't know, I feel that there's something intrinsically flawed with a lot of crafting in video games. Unless the game is itself just entirely about crafting, and in which case it seems to make a better game of it, but that's the entirety of the game, so, you know, if they screw up there. And plus as well, it doesn't make it drastically better, it's just you're more focused on it because that's the whole point of the game. But this game has a crafting system, and I've not once crafted a single item other than to apply some enchantments to some weapons that I've gotten. It's not like I really work towards it, it's just like, oh yeah, I suppose I should try doing some of this now that I've gotten the supplies for it. Alright. Let's go down over this way. Let's uncover the rest of this map before heading more northeast and westerly. Ooh, hiccuped. Don't know where I'm supposed to be going. This crate is empty, though it still smells strongly of fish. Oh, wait. No, we can just... We did manage to save. This is terrible. But we're gonna use the big spells. Did the big spell happen yet? Okay, that wasn't so great. But we're gonna use it again because it's funny. Who are we trying to murder here anyway? I don't think we're doing a very good job at murdering any of these people. Wizard, Cypher, Priestess. Priestess. Take out the Priestess. Now the Wizard. There goes the tanks. We're all screwed. Bring out the dragon. Explosive wounds. Disintegrate. Dragon, do a thing. I died. Yay. Really didn't want to drop that. Oh, somebody's got a level. You've got a level. Athletics, why not? The barbarian's mere presence becomes so intimidating as to fill all approaching enemies with nauseating dread. As long as the barbarian is stationary, nearby enemies may be sickened. Yeah, I died, not the casual died. I'm low on hit points. I probably should rest up at some point. Imparts an unquenchable bloodlust into the barbarian, increasing his or her speed temporarily in battle once he or she has personally downed at least 2 enemies. I mean... Tempted to go for the blooded. Let's save it again because
Yes?
reasons. How do you want you to concentrate on the priestess? When I say concentrate on the priestess, I mean murder them with absolute reckless abandonment. Oh, you're getting murdered, alright. Is that the priestess dead? Okay, the priestess is dead. Right. Next pain in the arse is the wizard. So if everybody could kill the wizard. Right. Now the cipher. I would love for you to be able to do something, but you are getting very, very rapidly murdered, so keep at it, old boy. Oh, shit. Oh, that's not fucking useful, is it? can you disintegrate this person? Try not to die while you do it, but... We're up to 5, we're up to 5. Let's have a dragon. You're nearly dead. I mean, we don't actually die, which is one of them where it's like, is it really dying? Those two are fighting each other, which is kind of useful. Oh, she's turned around. Finish her. Right, everybody else. New dragon! Oh, you just got trolled. I did. Concentrate with extreme prejudice. Okay, so that wasn't terrible. I mean, it was terrible, but we did it! Great stuff. What the hell is that? Forgotten tear of the beloved. A unique flail one-handed. Eh. Hey! Meztal's head. This burlap sack contains the head of the man Meztala, leader of the Sisterhood of a Slag Skull. Promptly murdered. Save it. In the trampled, bloodied slush around this toppled wagon, you spy tracks leading back south along the path. Alright. I kind of want to head back to town so that we can rest up. Turn in this quest. Turn in a couple of quests. We've actually done 3 here. No, that's not the way out. This is the way out. Bum bum bum. Stalwart Village. Hireling payday.
I come to find there's no ambush. The troops were arguing over the bounty.
Sounds like my kids.
You haven't seen them in what, 5 years? You must be eager to get home.
Yeah, although 5 years doesn't sound that long compared to 30.
Has it been that long?
Whose house did I need to go to? Right. Return to Ishtar. Where's Ishtar? I think Ishtar was over here. This is where games like this are. It's again one of these accessibility things where it's like, I can't remember where Ishtar is. It's been so fracking long. I think they're up this way. Nope, there's nobody up this way. Now I'm having to run around this silly little village looking for somebody that I'm sure is here. Oh, there's Ishtar.
I hope you've had some luck, and do take care with that device. It has a few rather delicate components.
I didn't find any ore deposits, but I did find this.
What? So it works? What a day! But why these gems? I didn't think the device would be able to pick up inert Audra. Fascinating. I have to study this further, but all the same, it worked! At last, a breakthrough! With that Audra to work from, I can refine the enchantments. We'll be digging up iron, gold, Audra, all of it!
I'm happy to help.
This is going to change everything. Oh, and I won't leave you empty-handed, of course. Here, I had this set aside for supplies, but I don't think I'll be staying in Stalwart much longer. I won't forget all you've done for me. They'll hear about this back home, I promise you. Who knows? Perhaps they'll name the next battery after you.
You're very chipper. Tealdor, he waits in Stalwart. Yes, they do. Where is the question? Let's try going across the front. Why not? Bum bum ba 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 bum bum ba 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 bum. Tealdor, there they are. Mestal of the Sisterhood of the Slack Skull is dead. He grins, ironic, isn't it? She went around killing people for Barath, and in the end, that's what. Oh, never mind. Just take the bounty. He passes you a bag that rattles with coin. Yay! We did a thing. Right, and was this just a task? Oh, no. Return to Ferrara and Grease Rest, which is this place. See, that's another thing that I feel could be better done with the quest log. I mean, this is where it starts getting into very much giving you a lot of information. Oh, there they are. We saw, like, rather than just listing quests as like, there we go, these are all the quests. It's like they could break these down into like categories of where the current objective is, not where it started and not where it finishes, but just like this is related to this area, so you can at least isolate which quests you're looking at easier.
You look like you've been in the wilds. See my wagon out there?
I found your goods.
You've saved my hide. I can't thank you enough. But I hope you'll take this.
Fair enough, I'll take my reward then.
Here, as promised. Thanks again. With a little luck, I'll trade these blizzards in for a sea breeze soon enough.
No problem. Right, I think that was everything. Yeah, Lavender and Lie. On a remote island of the Deadfire Archipelago, the famed apocryphal Tama Watu creates potions and unguents that are renowned from Nasiquat to the southern edges of the Eastern Reach. He boasts that the secret to his success is his location within the archipelago, from which he has access to not only a huge array of native creatures and plants, but also merchants traveling from all the settled parts of the world. Lately, Tama's home and laboratory have come under attack by pirates, forcing him to flee from island to island almost every day. The apothecary's clients and Tama's many children have pled with the pirates to stop their pursuit, receiving no sympathy from the pirates and no help from the mainland rulers of the Bet. They have turned to mercenaries from the Eastern Reach for help. Nope, wrong button. There we go. You go off and do that. You sound very well adjusted to do that. Who's doing? Finished in 20 hours. We're gonna rest here.
Your hands, eh? Look at top quality bear pelts on every bed. You won't.
I am already disappointed. Right, everybody's fully rested. Out we go. Once more into the breach, my good friends. I do wish I knew where that was a quote from. Directly from. Bum 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 bum. Ba-ba. Let's save it now that we're here. And continue our explorations. What? I was just looking around.
Dead on.
Not good.
Well, we've now got meat. We finished our bestiary for the stag. We didn't even get any meat. We got pelts and we got horns. Or antlers. It doesn't go anywhere, which is weird. Taking your stuff. Hello there, always good to see more kith on the road. You can relax for the time being. Ingrid here will let me know if any ogres come up upon us. Ought to be heading down the mountain soon, but I've still got some supplies if you need anything. Who are you? Name's Taragir. I come to Salwart sometimes trade. Nothing fancy like Yodran has. Just supplies, ingredients. I came out here to get some air after the raid. Never been much one for towns. Which way to Durgan's Battery? Hey, you're one of those, huh? Just follow the road north and then west across the bridge. You'll know it when you see it. Have a care. Lagertheth have been moving through the area not long ago, and they've already made short work of a few caravans. You know a man named by the name of Galvino? I think everyone knows Galvino. He has a cabin a little ways north of here. You'll want to follow the road the ways, then head into the trees. Don't go too far, though. Got bandits crawling all over the road on the pass. You know anything about the bandits in the area? Sure do. Most of the caravans have to take one road down to the pass. Group of bandits set up shop north of here before the bend. They'll just take a toll on good days. You're ahead on most others. I keep clear of them myself, and they don't usually come down the mountain. Let's see what you have for sale. Sure thing. Have a look. Rubbish. Could sell you some crap, I suppose. There you go, you've now got more crap to haul down the mountain. Should be some bandits around here. A man stands in the middle of the road. Without lowering the blade that rests on his shoulder, he takes 2 steps forward as if to speak to the group behind him. I was hoping for another gift bearer. They always carried supplies, and we love surprises. And by we, of course, I mean me and this. The man taps the hilt of his sword. It'll be quick. Try to stay still.
Aye?
I mean, it's funnier if you don't. Fighter, priest, wizard, rogue. Go after the priest. Go after the wizard. Go after the rogue. Go after the fighter. Go after the other fighter.
Hey.
I've fallen down. Go after the big guy.
That's not very helpful.
It's not very helpful. Haha, regret life choices.
Hey.
Ooh. St. Yidwin's Redeemer. This sword is well made, but modest in design. A lone flourish is a feather pattern radiating from the hilt, and even this has been crafted with exquisite care. Each barb and shaft is smooth, straight line between your fingers. Power and warmth radiate from this blade. See, unfortunately, the person who might like this blade has currently got a cursed blade, but we'll still put it on you. A gift bearer's notebook. A reoccurring signature in this page. A reoccurring signature in the pages of this book indicate that it belonged to someone named Ixidil. The pages contain an assortment of entries, some notes listing collections of items alongside their purported value. Other pages are scribbled with notes about the land. The map of Russedwood marks an important body of water. Next to it there are several notes underlined there. Noctol Tolokok formalities first, of course, and then she'll come. Kola Mecha, oh, she's a good girl and likes to hear it before she swims down. Ixacolcolor, just make sure she likes a fish for a job well done. A bit eccentric. The road continues climbing for a short distance before turning abruptly down into the pass beyond. Lifting up the corner of this tarp reveals a jumble of metal alongside the firewood. Didn't see nobody's name on that stuff.
Now here's something.
Seems a lot bigger on the inside than the out. This map depicts the peaks of the mountain with markers and denoting altitude.
It's done.
Hey.
It's a hell of a basement.
Of course.
Werde bildan saul.
Leave it to me!
What have we here?
Like... Hey.
What the fuck have we wandered into? Well, we've just wandered into his hut. He's eccentric, alright.
It's done.
Nice and quiet.
These crates hold innumerable discarded mechanical hinges, faceplates, and limbs. A gelatinous green film has congealed along the bottom of this shattered machine. Let's try not setting off too many more traps.
What have we here?
It's a trap. You just discovered it.
Leave it to me! Nice and quiet. Varianthin!
Rotting flesh construct. Great stuff. Great stuff. Yeah, no shit, there's intruders. That's starting to smart.
Fitting end.
Let's summon in a dragon. How are you off for spells? You got one spell. I go for it.
Lavaru, be on seek!
Word.
You go there, you go there, you go over there, and you 5. Start attacking that one.
Right. My bow's ready.
Spot on.
We're dancing around that trap very well at the moment.
These are terrain for a walloping!
Got an arrow for this one. Dead on!
Don't think we need to summon another thing. I am really impressed that I didn't set off that trap. Hey, Saber, how goes it? I mean, most of the loot I get in this is useless, so by all means, take it. The hulking contraption hums with power. Approaching within a few feet sets off a particular buzzing in your teeth. Why the teeth? Why not the teeth, I suppose?
Good thing I sold most of my jewelry.
Impressive assortments of wine bottles line the shelves. Most appear to be Valiant vintages. This is why we were crawling around, folks. Trying to sneak and detect the traps before they blew up in our faces. Good, good. The platter is gone entirely untouched, leaving a tantalizing meal to the flies. This hastily written entry is dotted with blots of ink. I refuse to continue wasting my time with such stitchwork grotesqueries. What work is spent in granting these rotting corpses the feeblest spark of life is later tripled in repairs. Truly, they come apart at the seams. The sight of them in the corridors has come to disgust me. They hold nothing more than of the subject's vitality, intelligence, and coordination. Only a brutal obedience. Flesh has too gentle a grasp upon its essence. That much is clear. Little wonder the fools at Brackenbury were willing to pawn these sorry specimens off so cheaply. Madechicos, the stench. And a key to the workshop. Camping supplies. And some kind of corn. That looks like a false wall to me. What have we got? Oh, and stable constructs. How... There's a trap right in front of the door. That's me. I am the trap person.
Hey. Leave it to me. Doors.
This mannequin's head has been all but seared away by some unknown spell. The wood is warped and pitted through.
I can get it to spill its secrets. It's done.
This discarded note reads, Medicino, 3 weeks of hard work gone, and a fully articulated frame with them. These crude materials are more unstable than I expected, though no less expensive. I will try a slower process, AC, more electricity perhaps. Along the bottom of the page is sprawled an amendment. Too much electricity, will require more subjects.
Word.
Francis!
I was kind of expecting the explosion. This paper contains a loose list of apparent personages separated by dates. I'm gonna add Dag, Long Watch Falls, bandit. Morwinshire Dag, in primer, some smuggler. False Dag, murderer, nice hair. The Reisling Dag, idiot who tried to knife me. Under the list is a note in a different hand. Diversis Devil, just give me numbers.
Werde bil dan salu.
You're not getting through me.
Viscous green liquid seeps from the cracks in this glass tank. It extrudes a strong chemical odor that is almost painful to inhale.
My mind feels sharp as steel. Now here's some.
Right.
That's it.
Get rid of that, thank you.
All right then.
That's it.
Slowly getting there and feeling powerful about all of this. And actually doing fairly well on another level up. God damn it.
Hey,
Can I rest in here? I'm not feeling so good, Mr. Stark. Bum 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 bum. The Artificer's Hall is complete. And Harivas completed finished his escorting the supplicant and returns to the stronghold. How nice. Right. That's a 0-0. I've got a 1-0. A 1-0, 1-0, 1-0. Thing is, that's going to take 2 days. The rest are 1 day. So let's do the 1 days. And then the 2 day. And then the 0-0. Right.
keeping an eye out.
Keep sneaking. Save. You were saying, I was saying what? I don't remember saying anything. What's funny is, you say I get that reference. I've not actually seen that movie. I've just heard the reference enough from elsewhere, but it's like, I'm guessing that's a thing. Why did Iron Construct? Damn machine, you will repeat all I say. Why are these things vulnerable to... They're vulnerable to fuck all. Oh, the unstable ones are a pain in the ass. That one's not gonna explode. That one might. It exploded. Right. You wanna do that thing? And then do that thing. There you go, you almost look like you know what you're doing. Let's have a smaller ones come in. You're saying about how you were all power flex session and then got KO'd by a trap. I mean, I didn't die by the same said trap. And also it's one of them where it's like, yes, okay, you know, traps happen. I didn't die, I got KO'd by it, and you know, these things happen when you push your luck. The worms left the party.
Dead on. My mind feels.
Of course.
Well, we've entered Frankenstein's laboratory. It's a scene in the film near the credits and, well, it went viral. Yeah, I'm guessing that it was in that film. It's one of them where it's like, it's a film that I always meant to watch, never got around to seeing. I don't know much about it, but it's kind of pretty much been spoiled for me, so I'm not overly fussed. Sparks crawl over the wires, plating of this machine, illuminating the innards with each burst of light. And tufts of hair are stuck in the metal slats of the helmet. You spy dark smudges along the edge of the manacles.
You gotta take better care of Ella.
Do wish you people watch where you're stepping. You hear a short series of clicks from around the corner.
Hey.
I am free. Galvino. I will eat your heart, old man.
Oh, do you know where he is?
Try something else.
Because we don't. Lost him, can't find him. Fell Stoker. Unique pistol, two-handed, very slow. It's not comparing them properly. Right. Check for traps.
Hey.
Don't really want. Ooh. Oh. I grabbed a book. Subject, Bale, sir. She has outdone herself on this one, Bale, sir. A common robber with some natural talent for cipher abilities. It has gone to his head, and the Bazo believes he is the next Antonio, I think. In any case, the world would be well rid of him. Still, he has yielded promising results. His mind is almost perfectly intact. I might even be able to determine whether there is a merit to his delusions about his soul lineage. But I made the foolish mistake of leaving the man's pistol on my work table. His essence is bound to the weapon rather than the body I undertook to build for him. Even bodiless, this fool seeks to trouble me. I have sealed him in one of the tanks. I will have proof of the machines against. I will have to proof the machines against a free roaming experiment while I think of the solution. Until then, I must endure the company while I work. I do believe that's his piece. That's his pistol. Adventure is all over ER. Yora. And go to the living lands in search of fame and fortune. Antonio went to rob them. He had earned a reputation as a cunning thief in Ambagipepi. But the reputation is the last thing a cunning thief needs. So he left Bag Pepe and indeed Vivalian republics, for fresh opportunities in the living lands, taking with him little more than his coin purse and a fresh change of small clothes. Unfortunately, Antonio soon learned that the hardened treasure hunters of the living lands were little like the lump merchants of the republics. Within a few weeks he'd exhausted his meager supplies and did nothing for his suffering. Desperate, he stumbled across a rough-looking pair from the Darkfire archipelago and begged them to share their fire. They agreed, too easily. When the bandits made their move, Antonio was ready. He snatched the pistol from one and fired on the other. The first attacker advanced, pulling the trigger again, only to hear a dull thud. While his assailant laughed, Antonio pulled back and struck the man's bald head with the pistol. The bandit collapsed, dead instantly. Antonio eventually became a successful and feared robber and the subject of many campfire tales. Even as his fortunes increased, he kept the stolen pistol, a sturdy piece of case-hardened metal that served him throughout his career. Ambushing. Passive. Stealth, +2. So can I enchant it with a higher quality? Like, so it's currently got fine on it. I don't have the level nor the eyeballs for the superb, but I would like... I can make it exceptional. I don't know how good it is, I just like the idea of that pistol, that's all. The Thel Stoker.
Of course.
Bah. See, there's another thing over here. Oh, that's actually a door, isn't it? Right, let's save it and head this way. Burning flesh construct. Oh, there's exploders.
Leave it to me.
Interrupt them, thank you.
That's not very helpful. All right then.
Burnt lady mushrooms. God dang it.
Now here's some. My thoughts will be as silent as my feet.
Very, very quiet.
What have we here?
It's a trap. Like everything else. Oh, you...
Leave it to me.
I know secret walls when I see them.
Whew, good thing I sold most of my jewelry.
Oh, there was a note on that one. God dang it. This crumbled piece of parchment was found jammed inside the faceplate of a construct. My efforts to instill even a child's intelligence into these creations have all failed. And most cannot hold a quin, much less set thoughts to paper. I believe for some time that Subject 63 might have held a breakthrough during its lessons, but I discovered it had simply been repeating my words without comprehension. These are not enlightened characters while they wore their original skins. Perhaps their essence lacks the fundamental capacity for learning. I've put them to test in the more martial arts, but here too they falter without the benefit of true sentience. The devil, of course, delights in mocking them. It is like boasting the besting children at combat. If only I had my old machines.
Whew, good thing I sold most of my jewelry.
No idea who keeps saying that, but it's getting rather annoying. Hey, people! An elderly man hunched over a cluttered desk at the back of the workshop. His flesh is pulled tightly around his frail, frail-looking bones, except around his neck, where it hangs in loose wattles. He turns as you enter, a scowl already chiseled into his lined face.
Back again? I told you.
He hesitates, squinting at you from behind smudged and dusted spectacles.
Of course, a fresh fool to replace the last fools. What brings you stomping through my workshop, eh?
He draws his words out, looking you up and down. A sneer creeps across his face. I sell false teeth. Heard you could use a new set.
This one's got spirit.
He erupts with a ragged crackle, still wheezing with mirth. He turns to the bronze golem over his shoulder.
What do you think of that, my girl? A kindred soul?
You better hope not.
The voice echoes within the golem. I got a fancy for this one already.
Hear that, Timora? Another who would tolerate your barbs and insults.
Wait and say nothing.
But you come seeking the White Forge, like they all do. Boys with smooth cheeks and wild dreams. Girls with bright ribbons tied next to their scabbards.
His voice rises and falls in a sing-song of mockery.
Old men and women, too, seeking a final blaze of glory before they're snuffed out for another turn at the wheel. Sound familiar?
His smile is rigid as he looks at you. The corner of his eye twitches. You've said this all before, I take it.
I have this conversation with every pig-headed swashbuckler those Postenagos and stalwarts send here. Go see Galvino, they say. Surely he'll help you.
Must have slipped their minds what a busy and important fellow you are.
In the silence that follows, the temperature of the room seems to drop. Galvino glares at her.
I should have let them stone you. Would have silenced your endless rattling forever.
The hanging folds of skin beneath his neck tremble.
Then you'd have naught but those frostbitten inbreds for company.
I guess this is what it'd be like if Valoth and Ilzmir were two separate people. Come now, I sound like nothing like either of them. You're upset. There's an old wound with Stalwart, isn't there? There's an old wound with Stalwart, then.
The spiteful imbeciles destroyed my career, ruined years of work. But let us focus on the reason for your visit, yes? The villagers and their adventurers hammer and pry at the battery as if they were laying siege to some moldering lord's keep.
He swats the air in front of his face.
But those stones were laid by some of the finest builders ever to have lived. Disciples of Abidan in the truest sense. They will not fall by the whims of any kith. And the door itself, it is infused with living essence.
He holds his hands before him, his eyes wide with wonder. The dwarves themselves must have had a way to get in.
Perfetto! This is the crux of the matter.
He claps his hands together.
The Pargrunen of Durgan's battery perished within their own keep, victims of a violent disagreement among their own commandants.
His mouth twists into a wicked grin.
Surely in the village you have heard stories, no? Disappearing caravans, tracks in the snow, screams from the high towers.
He pauses, watching your expression with a rancture's glee.
The work of spirits still trapped in the battery, and a testament to those impenetrable walls.
He raps on the mortared stone of his own home.
But the door of the keep, the one the Pargrunen filled with essence, it was made to listen, to recognize its masters.
Go on.
Traditional Atapo cultures revolved around language. Words revealed who they were and where they were from. That is why you need a Kantek.
He holds up a twisting finger. Oh yes, I believe those are anthems of sorts.
Ah, that's the simple explanation. A Kantek is a statement of purpose, a declaration of identity. Each is unique to its stronghold. Thus, to enter a fortress like Durgan's battery, you would stand at the gate and recite its Kantek.
He spreads his arm wide, his face aglow. What an incredible tradition.
Verus! A shame the Postonagos here cannot appreciate such elegance. To learn the Kantek, you must speak with one of the dwarves of Durgan's battery. A shame they are all dead, no?
He rubs his hands together, pacing.
But no doubt their souls live on in one or two of the villagers of Stalwart. Like fine wine poured into a cheap pot.
Derision curls his lips.
But to identify them, that is the first problem. You would need the skills of an endomancer.
I'm a watcher. The golem swivels her head sharply towards you. The mask of her face and the glass eyes behind it betray no emotion, but it seems as if she were watching you carefully.
A watcher? The Verus? If this is true, then you could find a sole descendant from Durgan's battery, no question. But the greater difficulty remains.
Gavino rubs his gaunt, whiskered cheeks.
You would have to learn the Kantek from the dormant soul, and to do that, you would have to awaken it.
But this awakening would be permanent, wouldn't it?
Oh, yes. Whoever you awaken will live with the memories and the personality of a past life. Maybe peacefully, maybe not.
His bony shoulders rise in a shrug.
That is why you must pay attention to the soul you would awaken, no?
This guy's got a real knack for understatement.
It is a monumental thing to impose on another, but these are the very people who wish to rediscover the White Forge, Verus.
He removes his spectacles and polishes the dirty lenses with his tunic. Awaken someone. How would I do that?
An awakening is merely the jolting of a dormant soul into consciousness.
He makes a bursting motion with his hands, displaying his fingers wide.
When such things happen normally, it is because something has reminded the subject of a past life, often violently so.
He smacks his work bench with surprising vigor. Alaf flinches.
Thus, to awaken one of the former dwarves of Durgan's battery, you will need to address that soul, and preferably by name.
He folds his hands together, steeping his fingers.
But show some care. When you examine these souls, whatever it is you watchers do, you may see images, memories.
He leans forward, his back hunched.
These are moments of special import. What you see will tell you much about the person, and perhaps the condition in which they awaken.
He raises his hoary eyebrows and tilts his head back.
Awaken them from a traumatic memory, and who knows? Maybe they awaken thirsty for blood. Or maybe you awaken someone else.
He cackles again. Kashra, you mustn't do this. To condemn another to the fate of mere worlds. He shakes his head.
Here, this has been tuned to the Aeon of Durgan's battery. Use it near the villagers, and it should tell you if one has a soul old enough to have come from the battery.
He rummages around and produces an unfamiliar device. So, the Cantex is all I need?
Who can say? None have yet opened Durgan's battery.
Gavino raises his hands, palms up.
But the ones that came before you, I think they got close. You may wish to find them and see what they discovered.
Where would they be?
I have not seen them since they first came to see me several weeks ago. But word has reached my ears that they crossed an ogre matron.
His mouth twists and her eyes line. I see. Thank you for your help. He dismisses the thought with the wave of the hand.
It is a pleasure to have such a courteous guest for a change. A shame you must dirty your boots in Stalwart.
I'm going with her.
The golem looks between you, her neck turning in on its oiled joint.
You? Go to Stalwart? Is this your macabre sense of humor, or has something gone to rust in that beautiful head I crafted?
Gavino stares at her agape.
No one will bother me while I'm with her. Besides, I can help her find people in Stalwart.
The golem's burnished face is eerily impassive.
You haven't been to Stalwart in 13 years. And this watcher sees souls. What help could you be? Besides, I have need of you here. You owe whatever remains of your wicked life to me.
A frown sours his lips as he taps his chest with a crooked finger. The golem says nothing, but her essence smolders. Resentment rises from her in shimmering waves. She swivels her head to look at you. What's the story between you two?
This charming specimen is a convicted murderer. The Devil of Carrick, she's called.
Mighty fine of you to start with my good qualities, and you wonder why we don't get more visitors.
Killed over a dozen people before they finally caught up to her in Stalwart. Perfect company for lonely camps and mountain passes, no?
He nudges you all the while, grinning wickedly at the motionless golem.
Hey, I know how to start a campfire.
The only reason she's not a frozen corpse is because I convinced the old mayor to let me try an experiment.
You put a person's soul in a metal body? He leaned back, raising his hands.
Into a work of art! Look at this! Craftsmanship worthy of a jeweler!
He traces the scrollwork that runs along the golem's jaw.
Fully articulated joints, capable of grasping a pen and writing her own name.
He grabs her hand and delicately bends her tapered fingers.
And of crushing your throat.
She snatches her hand away.
Show me another smith anywhere in the Deerwood who is capable of such delicacy and precision. She is a masterpiece.
Gavino steps back and takes a longer look at her. Why did you build her?
Why build a fortress or a village or anything? To make something that keeps, that...
A disgusted sigh rattles in his throat.
It was the early days of the legacy. My peers in the colleges of animancy were filling the Hollowborn with the souls of animals.
He pauses, scratching his chin. You're right. By comparison, this sounds perfectly sane. He rolls his eyes.
I thought there was a better way.
He is silent for several seconds, his gaze growing distant.
One with a plum academy job back in Salona. Don't forget that part.
He glares at her with narrowed eyes. So this is one who fights about who cleans the spears. That's not really about spears. What? So it's one of those fights about who cleans the spears that's not really about spears. Why is she called the Devil of Karok?
She committed her first crime in the village of Karak. Burned a family alive in their home.
He shrugs.
Did the same thing in half a dozen other villages, but their name stuck.
I take your experiment to go over so well with the rest of the village.
Here we go.
She rolls her eyes, rasping them against their sockets.
They were going to stone her anyway. Why not allow her to be put to some useful purpose?
His lips curl back from yellowing teeth.
My life's ambition. To serve somebody's useful purpose.
I approached Mayor Sinahiod and begged. He saw the potential and allowed me the privilege of attempting my little experiment.
He sneers at the words of indignity they recall. His shoulders are stooped and his teeth bared.
Then, I accomplished what few animancers have even dreamed of. No academic support, no patron. Just me in the middle of nowhere.
He jabs a finger at his concave chest.
Oh, now you got him all wound up.
I transferred a fully intact soul from a living subject to a fabricated body. She retained her personalities, her memories, all of it.
He claws at the air with one thick-veined hand.
Yet the villagers saw only a stolen corpse.
Aren't you afraid she'll murder you?
She may be mad, but she's no fool. She wouldn't survive long on her own. If the villagers didn't send a hunting party after her, the Eramans would claim her. Her joints and mechanisms require maintenance, and she cannot perform all of it herself.
See, he's reminding me. In case I get any bright ideas.
That's all I wanted to know.
She's a fine specimen, her personality notwithstanding.
He waves one hand in a circular motion. The golem says nothing, but her essence smolders. Resentment rises from her in shimmering waves. I'd like her to travel with me.
Quay? No. You don't know what you ask.
He shakes his head, waving his hands.
This woman, the Devil of Karak, she was a notorious murderer. Burned people alive all over the region. Besides, she works for me. After all, I am the one who preserved her.
He straightens his back and looks you up and down, taking your measure. Let me parade around town. It'll infuriate those villagers. You'd like that, wouldn't you?
So you get use of the Devil's services, and I get the satisfaction of knowing those stiffnecks are sweating through their small clothes, eh?
He sighs, but a smug grin has already worked its way across his face.
It's a deal.
Fine price for a blacksmith striker. Suppose I should be flattered.
And there you have it, a bargain.
Fish guts and murder. What? Who's the other one that I recruited here? Oh, that guy. The monk. And the rogue.
I will wait in a place of your strength.
Putting down the grieving mother. The grieving mother's okay, but she's not anything to write home about, but I do like the sound of the Devil of Karnak.
A moment. You are going back to Stalwart, yes? Perhaps you could do me a favor.
Gardino gives you a thoughtful frown. Tell me about this favor.
There is a man in the village named Grinde. the head fisherman. The rest of Stalwart kisses his feet because he fills their stinking blades with speckleback. But I know he's not as virtuous as he seems.
What exactly do you want me to do to him?
Humiliate him, of course. Show his neighbors what he truly is, and let him live with the disgrace.
He points vaguely in the direction of the village, his thin arm trembling.
He's always been a ripple sponge addict. Just got good at hiding it once his sainted sister died and left him in charge of the fishery. But he keeps a stash in the fishery, sneaks in at night when the others have gone home, and emerges sluggish and red-eyed a few hours later. I want you to expose him. Go to the fishery after dark when it's empty. Find his ripple sponge and show it to Renengild.
Seems like you have history with Grenade.
That self-righteous meddler engineered my eviction from the village. He turned them all against me. Now I want him to feel the scorn of those mush-brained imbeciles.
I see.
Do not answer me now. But when you return to that festering eyesore and smell the stink of fish that hangs in the air, consider what I've said.
He grins.
Besides, you appreciate a good joke, don't you? De Verus, this will be a great one. But be sure to approach the fishery by night, when it's empty. They will give you no end of trouble if they see you stealing during the day.
What were those constructs I encountered in your workshop?
Other projects, they are none of your concern.
Other projects like the Devil of Karak? He mutters furiously under his breath, raising his hands to the ceiling.
For years I've been trying to create another like the Devil of Karak. Yet those post-Enagos in Stalwart destroyed my machinery.
His drooping skin trembles in his rage.
Now, I can only create these broken, mindless things. The devil remains my most perfect creation.
His lips twist with the taste of something bitter. Wait, where did you find the souls to create those other golems?
Smugglers, slavers, fugitives, the kind of riffraff that pass this way. Rarely missed, and good work to keep my little devil busy.
I've had enough. Gavino's already lost in thought, his eyes twitching at some mental calculation. Farewell.
Hey.
Weapon-focused peasant. Hatchet, spear, quarterstaff, hunting bow, and unarmed. Immune to poison, disease effects, can't use food, drinks, or drugs. Immunity to sick and unconscious, dominate to charmed confusion. +1 might, +1 constitution. I'm a curious little thing. What kind of bow could they use? A hunting bow. That's a hunting bow. We also have a unique hatchet. And another kind of quarterstaff. Let's put the bow in the offhand. If I replace spear for spear, it's accurate, it's got speed, and it's exceptional over fine. Increased reach. Range is 1.5 meters. A 1.7 meters, sorry. See how it goes with this spear.
Hey.
Keep an eye on the Devil of Karok.
Leave it to me. Hey. For Aethys!
Yeah, 2 of them blew up. That's not a pleasant sign.
Get on.
Rogue's a little bit squishy.
Hey. All right then.
Oh, and if I find something good, you can have half.
Well, 16 to the bandits, but down to 1,248. Not bad. Cell key. I gotta keep remembering to check the time, not the stream. Probably gonna finish off exploring this area unless it starts to drag out. Ha! Your money or your life, friend. A tinny voice rises from within the chest of his headless machine. From time to time, a burst of sparks accompanies the rattling of its innards. Excuse me? Get a little lost, did we? There's a toll on these roads, 500 copper, or you'll have a new set of nostrils to breathe out of. The construct's arms twitch spasmodically at its sides. I've come to help you. You're free of this place. Free? What are you on about? You're in a cell. Look around you. A philosopher, is it? We're all trapped within cages of our own inequity. I'll have none of it. There's a manic quality to the voice now, and you hear a harsh metallic whine from within the construct's frame. The door's right there. Be free! Hey, you're right. It's wide open. The creature takes a lurching step forward. A fierce bright light shines within the construct's frames. Ha! Farewell, stranger. I'm free!
Free! No cell can hold me.
I wasn't expecting that. And then it exploded. Well, that's one way of dealing with bandits, I suppose. There we go. Pile of scattered mechanical fingers joints strewn across this desk. Well, that's a pleasant little time. Arranged from top to bottom, these boxes boast increasingly intricate locks. A few broken lockpicks lie discarded on the shelves. £90.
If you say so. Got it done.
Oh yeah.
If you say so.
I'm no longer the best locksmith.
That'll do.
On the plus side, there might be actually some traps now that I couldn't take out before, and I can now. Oh, it wasn't a long and winding place. I'll get back to town and then call it. Though I'm curious. I am a mechanics 10. They are a mechanics 11. So they only just beat me, although they do have a lot more stealth than I. No survival though, so no camping bonus.
Laying low.
Do 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 do. Though I should also potentially finish looking around this area. I mean, I don't think there's much left to it. But I suppose I should do that before heading back to town. Unless we start getting mullered.
Were they built on solid?
Don't move, I'm mucking around. Oh, screw it. Trying to cast a spell and that did not go according to plan.
Were they built on solid?
Why do we keep falling over? You're not looking so good.
Hey. Hey.
Alright, be going back to town now, since though, yeah, 26 hit points before the shiny new robot gets, well, dead.
I hear. I could still kill you in your sleep. You're worse than Galvino. Rub it in, why don't you? I could still kill you in your sleep.
You could do, but you're not going to.
Didn't think I'd miss this place. Had that much right.
Right. End of session 24. Missing this. There we go. Alright, thank you for joining me this evening. Bit of a rocky start to this start of the stream, but on the whole, not too bad. But yes, I will be back tomorrow. All being well, I am going to be streaming some BioShock. First session was like 2 weeks ago. Can't remember. No, I just arrived in sort of like the second area of it. Came across a big daddy. Was a mistake to try and kill them. So gonna try and recover from that. But yeah, it's I've streamed it once before, so we're like 3 hours of the way into it. But yeah, that'll be tomorrow. About 9 o'clock UK time here on this channel. Mike_UK to keep the voice okay for the peanut gallery. Yep, and also don't worry about being in the peanut gallery too excessively. I think J Station will be around. I don't know for sure, but at the same token, you know, if you do come and you start waning, then by all means just let us know. Don't want to wreck your voice for the sake of the peanut gallery, but your attendance will be appreciated. And then All the Glitters Explodes is back next Monday. It was back on Monday just gone for the penultimate session. This Monday will be the final session of the second season. Then we'll be going on hiatus for a while. Don't know when that is going to return, but if you hang out either in Manapot Studios Discord, you can go find the link over on their channel, or our Discord, the Stumbled In. I'm pretty sure we'll be making some announcement when All the Glitters Explodes is back. there'll be other things going on Manaport Studios in the intermediate time. So well worth a check out there at the usual time, I believe. If not, I'm pretty sure there'll be announcements over on Manaport Studios. Finally, I'll be back after all of that next Tuesday for more Pillars of Eternity, and next Thursday for more Pillars of more Pillars of Eternity. And hopefully now that things are starting to get a little bit smoother, we're going to make some real progress on getting this one wrapped up and out of the way. Next up after Pillars of Eternity is going to be Yakuza Like a Dragon. I hear that's a long-ass game, so it might be a while of playing that, but it's an entertaining game to say the least. So yes, we are going to be raiding out. We're going to be raiding out to J-Station 64, assuming he's still streaming. I can't see why he wouldn't be still streaming. He usually streams No Man's Sky on a Thursday. From about 9 o'clock until midnight. And yes, he is still streaming at the moment. So if you'd all like to join me in the raid over there, I would appreciate it. And if not, I hope to see you all next time. And until then, taddy bye.